I want you to assume that you are Robert Baxter, the owner of East versus West Arm Wrestling. Everything has gone normal now, the league has resumed its events, and all of the European arm wrestlers who initially quit have come back. But then in that same group, you also see Sergey Kalinchenko, and you start to remember all of the things that he was doing on his Instagram and YouTube pages trying to destroy the league. And then you're like, bro, not you. You're out anyways. I remember all of that. This thing needs to be stopped. And before anyone tells me that I'm just a Kalinichenko hater, he's speaking out the obvious, people should speak their minds freely. Yes, number one, I am a big supporter of freedom of speech, but what's the benefit that anyone is getting by destroying their own league, the league in which they are competing, they are getting paid from? What is Kalinichenko going to get out of that? And the second thing is, I'm not a hater. In fact, the regular viewers can tell you that I have been one of his biggest fans. At least in the English speaking YouTube community, I've supported him and appreciated him more than anyone else. So you cannot say that I'm a hater. But the things that he's posting, I don't think it's good for the league, and I don't think it's good for him in the long term. Maybe in the short term it is. He's getting a lot of popularity out of it. So good for him. Maybe he's way smarter than all of us. We'll discuss all of his posts, and while we are reading the post, maybe I'll try to come up with a solution how to stop that or what we can be doing about this situation. First thing he posted is this Russian post. I have a translation. You can check it out both ways if you understand Russian. Number one, his points that he shared. We do not want rule changes. Okay, not a problem. But rule changes are sometimes appreciated. When the rule change happened that a shoulder below the table is not just a warning in a neutral or losing position, it's a straightaway foul. Everyone appreciated that rule. Almost everyone, except the King's movers. Even Michael Todd appreciates that rule. He says that I like to play by the rules, so I don't mind it. So when we say that we do not want rule changes, is it really the right thing to say? Because rules evolve with time. So I don't completely agree with that. Because we decide for ourselves how to act and where we go, okay? The way the referees were at the last event, horrible. Without our involvement, it will be like that. Without our involvement, who is we here? Our. What does that even mean? Who else is there? I don't know who he is speaking on behalf of. The new management's attitude towards athlete is disgusting. Again, trashing the own league, his own league in which he used to compete at least. Engin was the only one who influenced the development of arm wrestling towards the professional sport and not the crap that happened to WAL. I'm quite sure Kalinichenko may have said the same things about Igor Mazurenko 6 years ago when he was competing in PL. I'm quite sure. In fact, all of the arm wrestlers, their loyalty 5 years ago was for Igor Mazurenko. Now he's gone. Now their loyalty has shifted to Engin Terzi. It's more intense now, but if Engin quits, their loyalty is going to shift to someone else. That's the cycle of life. The show element must be present. Competition should not turn into a reality show with clowns and people who don't know what a pronator is and have nothing to do with professional arm wrestling. If a guy can win an arm wrestling match without knowing what the pronator is, I don't think it matters a lot. Where the best of the best should be fighting. For example, people like Auden Larrett, he's still not ready for Pro League. I would agree that Auden Larrett is not ready for East versus West arm wrestling. But maybe then the solution can be have undercard free matches. Auden, Ryan Bowen, have these guys on the undercard matches. They'll be happy to go there for the publicity, and the league gets benefited as well. Our opinion is very clear. The league should develop as a professional sport or let it burn in blue flames. Wow, our opinion is clear that if what we want doesn't happen, if what we think is right for the league doesn't happen, then let it burn in the blue flames. That's insane. And he's essentially helping it burn into blue flames. That's what he's doing. So after reading this post, how you being Robert Baxter, coming back to my initial question, how are you going to invite Kalinichenko back to your league even if everything goes normal? And this publicity is doing good for him. Like prices for services, consultation, 300 euros, personal training, 100, seminar, 1500. 1000 for individual. He's gaining popularity, he's gaining subscribers. That's why I said maybe he's smarter than all of us. He knew this all along. But I think it's a risky move. East versus West cannot do without us, cannot do without European athletes. That's what I see right now. Robert cannot Devon Larratt cannot. Why drag Robert Baxter in this? I have nothing against these arm wrestlers. Well, shouldn't say nothing, but when they post stuff against Devon Laird that we don't like Devon because he cheats and stuff, that's a thing between the athletes. They should be allowed to do that. I don't mind that. But bashing the owners, the promoters, power cut, that's not a right thing to do, man. Don't destroy the league that you're competing in, that is going to pay you in the future, that has paid you in the past, just because the owners changed. Larrett is fussing around looking for an opponent and I can't find one. Robert is constantly negotiating with Engin every day. They decide more and more. They keep conceding on the point that they agree to the terms. This only indicates one thing: if Robert had the opportunity to continue without us, continue without Engin, without European athletes, and if more than 20 of us had left, he would have, had not left, I think he meant to say, he would have already done it. Obviously, he would. And he is going to do that to you even after you return if everyone else comes back. Because this is getting out of hand. You do not need to be a very smart person to know that if they can get away with not having Engin in any form whatsoever in the league, they will do that, at least now. Maybe not initially, but now they will do that. Yesterday, I was supposed to have a stream with Devon Latt. I initially overreacted and agreed to it. Then I backed out. Many people might think this is cowardice or something similar. No, but it's the right move. I don't want to give Devon or others the impression that we would somehow reconcile and make peace. So declaring all out war, like we are not going to take any step backwards. We are not going to come to any middle ground. Again, once again, he's just saying it's my way or highway. That's not a right thing in my opinion. You understand, telling Devon he's a motherfucker or that he's a bad person and doing it personally is easy. That's nothing. But it could have played a very bad role instead. Okay. So what I can tell you is that Robert and Devon simply cannot do without us. They just can't, and they will agree to everything. Wow, the guy is using almost threatening language. I see. So I hope that within a few weeks, maybe even a week, everything will be decided. So tell me again the same question for you. Why can't Robert Baxter stop these European arm wrestlers from making such posts? That's destroying the league. I don't want to see the league destroyed. Because as soon as I heard that Engin Terzi has separated from East versus West, my initial reaction was, okay, let's go with East versus West. I am loyal to the arm wrestling organization. I am not loyal to a person. I don't think anyone should be. No matter who created the organization, whoever is running it right now, if you work in a company and you like the boss, you really like the boss, and he leaves the company, he sells the company, not leaves, he sells the company, 100% of it, are you going to then leave the company yourself because your boss left, the boss that you liked so much, and you are now going to trash that company? And then later you realize that your boss isn't going to start a new company. So what are you going to do now? You will have to find a new boss, either in this company which you are already working, or go to a separate company. You will have a new boss anyways. Kalinchenko will have a new boss anyways, and it is not going to be Engin Terzi. So why is he trashing the company in which he was working? Am I interpreting anything wrong here? Please help me understand this situation. What are the solutions? Robert Baxter should be a little bit more loud, not publicly, but maybe privately with these guys, and let them know who the boss is. Tell them that they are not coming back if they continue with this shit. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Like the video, and I'll see you again.